Hi everyone, I am Wafa Langao and welcome you all in Grammar in Detail. If you are new and not subscribed the channel, so please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get some more videos about grammar. Today we will be discussing ditransitive verb draw from active voice into passive voice, how we are going to change it. Before changing this, we'll just put a glance on the definition of die or D. Die means two transitive which can be changed into passive voice and verb which shows an action. Those verbs which need two objects, keep in your mind those verbs which need two objects and can be changed in passive voice into four ways. And when we can change them in passive voice in how many ways? Four ways are called die or detransitive verbs. Die transitive verbs need one direct object and one indirect object. Direct object means all non-livings and indirect object means all living. So whatever the livings we have, non-livings we have are called direct, and whatever the livings we have called are called indirect object. Why do they need two objects? If you put one of the objects, the meaning will be wrong or incomplete, or sometimes the meaning will be changed. So for that you need to put the both objects. If I say, today's ditransitive verb, we will be discussing how you are going to change it into active voice and the meaning how it isn't clear. Now see, I say you draw me. Now I am not a picture that you'll draw me. So for that, or if you draw me what? So for that, the meaning is not clear. For that, the other object means living you have put, the non-living as well you need to put. Indirect you have put, the direct you as well should put. If I say, you draw a picture, a drawing, etc. So again a question arises, you draw a picture for whom? So for that, indirect and direct object you have to put together to clear the meaning and concept. I say you draw me a picture. Now the meaning is clear and understandable that you draw me what? A picture. You draw a picture for whom? For me. So for that, both objects are necessary. We mostly bring the indirect object at the beginning and direct at the end, but if you want to shuffle the places of direct and indirect, so for that you need to put a preposition with your indirect object, means with the living one. Like I say you draw a picture for me. So these are the two ways to change them into active voice. Main target, how we are going to change them from active voice into passive voice, that we will be discussing. Ditransitive verbs we will be changing today in the past perfect tense. And what is the definition of past perfect tense? The usage, we use this tense for an action which started before a certain time in past and continued up to that time. Now just we are talking about that action. Now see, teacher had drawn his student a picture. Teacher had drawn a picture for his student. These are the two ways to change them into active voice. Now see, these are called the simple sentences which make simple statement. And now teacher, when it is in place of subject in passive voice, we will be discussing the rules how you are going to change it. Teacher, when you bring in the place of object, you make it by is teacher, by is teacher, by teacher, by is teacher. So here it will not be called object, it will be called agent. And what is the definition of agent? It tells us who does an action. And when you bring the subject, when you bring the object, whether indirect or the direct object in the place of subject, student in first and second sentence, a picture in third and fourth sentence, here it will be called no doubt subject, but it will not be called the doer of an action subject, but it will be called the title or the topic subject, not the doer of an action. And what is the definition of title or topic subject? A person, place or a thing in a sentence which we are talking about. In first and second sentence we are talking about a person, in third and fourth sentence we are talking about a thing like picture. When you bring student in first and second sentence in place of subject, so by his teacher comes at the beginning, a picture at the end, a picture at the beginning, by his teacher at the end. And a picture, when you bring the direct object in the place of subject, so by teacher comes at the beginning, for his student at the end, for his student at the beginning, by his teacher at the end. Sentences will be as followed. Student had been drawn by his teacher a picture. Student had been drawn a picture by his teacher. A picture had been drawn by a teacher for his student. A picture had been drawn by his for a student by his teacher. Next, we have got negative sentences. Those sentences in which we deny the statement, reject the statement, refuse the statement are called negative sentences. Teacher had not drawn his student a picture. Teacher had not drawn a picture for his student. Student had not been drawn by his teacher a picture. Student had not been drawn a picture by his teacher. A picture had not been drawn by teacher for his student, and a picture had not been drawn for a student by his teacher. Next, we have got interrogative sentences. Those sentences in which we ask questions, put queries are called interrogative sentences. Had teacher drawn his student a picture? Had teacher drawn a picture for his student? Had a student been drawn by his teacher a picture? Had a student been drawn a picture by his teacher? Had a picture been drawn by teacher for his student? Had a picture been drawn for a student by his teacher. Next, we have got formal sentences. Those sentences in which we ask questions, deny the statement, we ask them in a formal way, polite way, respectful way, use it with our seniors and elders, and we ask them in a with one whom you are not close with. And the name of complete formal name is formal sentences is negative interrogative formal sentences. Had teacher not drawn his student a picture? Had teacher not drawn a picture for his student? Had student not been drawn by his teacher a picture? Had student not been drawn a picture by his teacher? Had a picture not been drawn by teacher for his student? And had a picture not been drawn for a student by his teacher. Next, we have got the informal sentences. Their complete name is negative interrogative informal sentences. Those sentences in which we ask questions, deny the statement, and we ask them in an informal way are called informal sentences. Hadn't teacher, okay, had not short form is hadn't. Hadn't teacher drawn is a student a picture? Hadn't teacher drawn a picture for his student? Hadn't student been drawn by his teacher a picture? Hadn't student been drawn a picture by his teacher? Hadn't a picture been drawn by teacher for his student? And hadn't a picture been drawn for a student by his teacher? So these are the sentences of ditransitive verb draw from active voice into passive voice in the past perfect tense. Hope you got today's lecture. Wish you best of luck. See you next time with next lecture. Goodbye.